People keep talking about the economic collapse that's going to happen because we're in the middle of this crisis. And the most strongest evidence for this is the inflation that's taking place. The devaluation of the currency is basically what's causing it. There's also manipulated by price-fixing monopolies and such that are orchestrated through the stock market. And we're talking about oil prices, oil wars. Whenever they change something like that, which is a commodity or a staple, and oil is unique in itself because it means energy. It's akin to money itself, but not exactly, because money can buy oil. Oil can't buy money, though. I mean, you can convert it over, you can liquidate assets. Funny, I don't mean to buy a pun there, but if you liquidate your holdings in petroleum, you could get money. But the real point is that money is this enormously powerful substance. It is actually a living entity, which people fail to realize when they're doing these theories and looking at it materialistically. You know, economic theories, business, laws, corporate law. They don't realize that it's a demonic entity. Seriously, like if you come away with anything else in this video and say, what's this guy talking about? What's his new religion and everything? It is telling you that money itself cannot be handled or tamed. It's the wildest beast out there. It's beyond a lion, a tiger, a bear, what do they call those? What is it? A badger? Honey badger? It's a honey badger? Reminds me of a Tasmanian devil. But even beyond a dragon, the mythical dragon, mythical beast, or think about a Tyrannosaurus Rex. You've just got to think of a symbol that's so huge, dangerous, vicious, and out of control. It's going to kill you. That is the beast that money is, beyond everything else. You can use it little by little, but in the long run it's going to kill you. And what do I mean by this? Because this is the most horrible and gruesome death because you don't really see it coming. It's like that really awesome metaphor that I've been into lately, the boiling frogs, slowly boiling them in a pot of water so that they don't know what's happening. This is what happens to us, folks. This is our mortality. We are slaves to the money system. And it's always shrugged off, you know? But then, when we want to grab hold of this thing that's going on to have control over our lives, and people say, well, the economy is going to crash. We're in like this major downward spiral. The recession we never got out of, and it's going to be a depression. So what are the characteristics that define the depression? What exactly has to happen? Do you have to reach a threshold, like a certain percentage of people have to lose their homes and lose their jobs, lose their sanity, lose their benefits? It's all tied in. When do you really know that? Well, the prophet will say it when it's inevitable, that it's happening within the prophet's lifetime. It doesn't have to reach any other level. It just has to be expressed as soon as the prophecy is being announced. It's being declared. I've said this many years ago in videos, and I'm sure people saw it and made note of it, but really didn't know what's the practical significance. What can it do for them? Well, the answer is it really can't do much for you because it's just a video. You could keep watching it and let it sink in. I would recommend that if you don't understand what I'm saying. But the thing about money is we are in a world where it enslaves us. This is the beast that has been allowed to take over and conquest us. If you want to think about such ancient religious fears that people have, and demons, devils, Satan, satanic, Baal, idols, and Mammon is also another term from Christian, biblical, actually Jewish. There are many terms that have been used, and they are all various perspectives on money, the money system. And even in the end, or the final closing of the Bible, where they canonized it with Book of Revelation, it's talking in there about taking the mark of the beast, and there's a devil, there's a dragon who has a mouth to speak, and it gives the image of the beast, the ability to communicate to the whole world. And there's also the very key passage in Revelation says that the control of this thing, this beast, is able to stop everybody from having an economy or to make a living, unless it is subservient to its system. It takes over complete control, and it's something like, I don't have the Bible right in front of me, but it's something to the effect that nobody can do any business or function or live a life without being under the power, under the thumb of this beast. So this is definitely, in my mind, in my belief, in my religion, as I study the Christian Bible and take it to heart, I take on all the truth of it. And many of you out there are in the same boat. That's why I invite you to my religion. You are not Christian, per se. And you're on a spiritual path, accepting the truth that you read in the Bible. So this is one of them. I am sure you can look up this passage if you haven't heard it yet in the book of Revelation. Now, economic collapse is coming because it's predicted that we will prevail. And what's it going to take? Well, we haven't seen the struggle yet. We're just at the beginning of it. And our lifetime is going to be a historic, very difficult rise from out of this prison that we're in. I mean, even Alex Jones talks about this being a prison planet. He doesn't necessarily hammer against money. He does hammer the banks. He does collaborate with Max Kaiser. If you read that, listen to that, great. But again, I don't think it has a lot of solutions in it, even though Max Kaiser is very smart and brilliant with the Kaiser Report and his sidekick and all of the interviews he does with the stock market insiders. I'll have this to say to you. You don't have a solution. As I've said many years ago about Alex Jones, he really doesn't have a solution. I love the idea that he's selling heirloom seeds. They're packaged in his InfoWars shop, and this is a great item to promote if you're going to sell anything. So at least in that sense, I'm on the same page with Alex Jones, because seeds are the true currency. That's the money you need. Let me say that again. Good, organic, heirloom, viable seeds, that is non-GMO, not modern, not some mutated variety that they're marketing and trademarking and trying to control. Not that. I'm talking about real seeds that have been going on from Mother Nature, the natural earth, for thousands and thousands of years that we know of, possibly even millions. We don't know when it started. We have been doing a selective breeding, but it's through a natural process. It's natural. It's not like what they're doing now in the factories and the laboratories to create the GMOs. I'm talking about seeds that are naturally occurring and can naturally perpetuate themselves. In other words, they keep going on and on and on. This, folks, is money. I cannot emphasize this enough. I'll do this in many, many more videos and many, many more talks about the religion in the future. It's no wonder that one of my alter egos and the character in my science fiction futuristic epic has the name Peter-Appleseed. Now let's go more into the economic collapse, which is inevitable, and let's talk about basically how it's going to affect us and the stance that I take in the religion for us to succeed and get to the other side. The money we cannot be dependent upon. It's a beast. It will never be owned by us, but it will always be owning us. We cannot own it. It is going to be used to control us forever if we do not break free. I have major differences that I've stated before with the group on the internet called Desteni, and there's many people in that. Some of my friends previous to them getting involved with Desteni. Desteni is a false trap. And by the way, I don't know if Desteni calls himself a religion, but they are a religion. They have been called by many people as a cult. Now, I don't mind the fact that they're doing something different and alternative. Every people and every group, under all the leaders that there are, can do what they're doing because people make a conscious choice. You know, they're free to do that. That's the whole idea of liberty and living your life with free will. So if Desteni wants to gather people together, it may be much better to do that alternative than to live in a boring mainstream existence which is going nowhere, because those people are just completely dumbed down and they want to exist in this enslaved state. This religion does not want to. We may pretend, we may make it look that way so that nobody bothers us, and I'll get into that more later on, and I call it stealth. But when it has to do with money, Desteni is wrong in their group. They're spelled Desteni, not the same way that Destiny is spelled. They believe that money can be controlled. They believe that there's a proper use for money, and they want to gather up money and give everybody equal money. I have told them that East Germany tried to do this, and I know firsthand from the younger generation of East Germans, as soon as they got free and as soon as the Berlin Wall came down, that nobody was really happy or giving any rave reviews about East German politics or the entire plan that they had for their economics and equal money. It's already been tried on the large scale. And it's not just East Germany. Many other places have tried it. And it's the reason why socialism has been given a bad name. It's not the fact that I don't want equality in religion. Equality just will never come through the use and dependency on money being fair. It is impossible to make money fair. It is an entity. It's not just an object. People need to come to an understanding of that. So, in conclusion, I want to give you some practical advice. Okay, and here, you need to take everything with a grain of salt. You are not going to be able to do much with this. Okay, so don't have an expectation just because I said something and you want to believe it. It's only going to amount to failure if you try it without my supervision. Okay? I will do things with you when the time comes and when you're willing to be one of the participants. This is what we're going to do. But if you try something on your own and then you're asking me, well, how can we get off of money and I don't know how it can be done? Of course we don't. We can't do it unless we come together and do it. I did a really good talk a couple years ago on a piece of land that we have, which is waiting for this experience to happen. And the talk was about one person, one human, the first human breaking through to have a life eternally without money. And I was going to say that I volunteer myself for that, because I don't know that if anyone else can really endure this kind of a voyage. This is like being the first astronaut that leaves the atmosphere of the Earth and goes into space orbit, space voyage. You have to look at it like that. But this is the only difference, is that you're leaving to go into space orbit and you're never going to come back. So if someone else wants to volunteer to do this first, we will have to discuss it as a group. I'm open to that. If any one of you wants to be the first human to exist on the Earth ad perpetuatum without money, to live completely free of that beast. If no one else is able to do that, then I will be the one to do that, and I will need your support. Everyone in the religion. You know what? I don't appreciate the fact that there's any talking, but thanks, folks. We will deal with these technical problems. I was already ending the video. I've said enough in 17 minutes. Please make your comments. People really want to hear them, and I want to hear them. Favorite this, share this with all your friends if you really care about them, to get on the new wave of human evolution. This is it, I assure you. Subscribe, because YouTube is flawed and it's probably unsubscribed you when you weren't double checking. Thanks, everybody. Much love. Love is better than money.